Hello and welcome. If you were following me before, you will know that I am on somebody's plot, and you were meant to guess whose plot I am on. Did you guess whose plot that I am on? Well, I'm about to reveal it. I was on Carl Williams's plot, from plot to plate, no dig.
Hello all. I hope you're all okay. I got a lovely visitor with me today, and she's brought her children as well, which is fantastic. Fantastic.
So we're just going to go and have a look around his plot, show you guys what he's up to, and then we'll see what's happening then. So I'm in the Polytunnel now with Carl and my daughter Anwen. She's popped in as well to say hello.
Yes.
So Carl, what have you got on the go in this lovely big polytunnel?
Okay, so this is my 6x3 polytunnel, and this is about 9 years old. This season will be 9 years old. Same cover that's been on. Yeah, I get to do with a bit of a replacing, to be honest. But in the beds are still fantastic. So I've got a couple of rows of carrots in here. Interesting with these carrots, I did the seed tips with these. I've never grown them in seed tips before, so this is that's a new thing for me this year. Normally just put them in as normal seed, but
oh, it's been good germination, hasn't it?
Yeah, they are good.
They are good.
The variety is Nance 3. The variety is so.
It's quite good spacing too, isn't it?
They are. Yeah, they've
done
really well. I made sure the tapes were soaked, because apparently that's the key with germination, with the tapes. But so yeah, I've also got some lovely spinach in here as well. These could do with a bit of a water, if I'm honest, because they've been I think they're drying out a little bit, so I'm going to give them a bit of a water. But these things in here are normally for myself and what I eat, but I do sell quite a bit of produce as well, and give quite a bit away to local residents, you know, particularly the older ones in my community. So
how often do you water in here, just out of interest?
Probably depending what it is. So like the tomatoes, they'll probably get a water every other day, and a feed once, maybe twice a week. I feed them with comfrey, my own sort of tea, which I've got in the barrel there, which I'll show you in a second. But the things like you see the lettuce and things, maybe twice a week with the lettuce. You've got the beetroot there, which are all multi-sown beetroot. So I pick the leaves off these, and then you could just see, and then when the roots start coming, then I'll just pick the roots then. But so yeah, so there's a lot more apparently nutrients in the leaves than there is in the actual roots themselves of beetroot. So that's always a good thing for salads. So we've also got some French climbing beans. These went in a bit later than my ones in the other polytunnel. The ones in the other polytunnel are right up to the top. We'll show you them in a second. But I love these because they give such a bountiful harvest. Cobra French climbing bean they are. Are they brilliant? Absolutely brilliant. Love them. In here, then I got two. These are cantaloupe melons, and they called sweet honeydew, something like that. I think they're called. But these are coming on now. They're putting a bit of weight on, so I'm happy with them as well this year. It's the first time for me to grow this variety. I normally do a different variety to these, so it was suggested by another YouTuber actually to try these, and I've given them a go. Aubergines. So these aubergines weren't actually grown from seed by me. These were actually bought. I've never grown aubergines before, and I've been down here 27 years. I've never grown aubergines before, so this is a new go for me this year, to be honest.
Do you like aubergines?
I do, yeah, and I don't know why I haven't grown them, and I think what it is, I think about them only when it's too late to plant a seed. But this year I've been on top of it a little bit more, like, you know.
Yeah.
But that plant, I don't know if you can notice, that plant is struggling a little bit with regards to, so I don't know if you can give me any tips for there, Bethan.
Oh.
Because it's like, you can see they're really green, the other three, and they're the same variety.
Yeah, they've had the same feed.
Same compost, but I don't know what's happening with that one, so it's like...
It's not being dripped on, is it?
Oh, right, okay.
Around the area, that looks like a different sort of...
Right, yeah.
Soil.
Do you know what? I've never noticed that. Look how good that is. You picked that up there, you're saying, yeah? It's like a different...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone like a
bit crusty compared to the rest of the soil.
Very good. I never picked up on that. Look at that.
Maybe you got a bit of drip. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe something coming off the polytunnel or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll keep an eye on that one then. That's good. This tomato here basically was a side shoot of one of the other ones, so I've just chucked it in. I don't want to waste it.
Yeah.
That one I can't remember the variety of this one, but these are all went in only about, I don't know, 10 days ago. So that one went a bit earlier. I think I'd made a video about this one, about how I plant my tomatoes.
Yeah, that one's really thriving, isn't it?
Flourishing, this one is, yeah. And the pepper, of course. Again, like I said, I've neglected a little bit of watering in here, because these lettuce have... oh, I tell you what, it's just job to keep up with it all, isn't it?
I think on the edges as well, the plants suffer more on the edges, don't they?
I agree, because it's not so wet. But you can see I got 9 different tomato varieties in here. These are all doing really well. Some of them are just starting to produce flowers, and some are actually producing fruit. You can just see just behind there's some fruit on these. This variety was called, that's a Shirley. And this one is Gardener's Delight. So it's just a couple of different ones that I've got. I got a couple of Crimson Crush as well, but you normally grow them outside. But I actually I had good success with them last year in the Polytunnel, so I thought I'd try them again this year with regard to that. Some lovely lettuce.
Yeah.
These are all sort of harvested with the leaves, really. So I picked the leaves off these for harvesting, and they just keep coming again, as you know. But when they get quite large, they're getting quite large now, I'll just harvest them as they are, and you know, people have them as they are, really, to be honest. So that's pretty much it. Just a bit further down now by you, Beth, and you've got
sunflower, have you?
Yeah, I got a sunflower there. But that, right, honestly, I brought my sunflower head in here last year to dry, and I'd forgotten about it, and the mice got in here.
Yeah.
And all the seed was all over here, so I got as much as I could up, but it was about 10 that were self-seeded.
Oh,
so that's
right.
a self-seeded one, so I thought I'd leave it in there, and I've actually picked out about 10. And if you look around the allotment, as we go around now, you'll see ones that I've transplanted from inside here outside.
Well, that's awesome. You didn't have to bother doing anything with sunflowers
exactly.
now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Lovely.
So these are carrots that they've got in here. So I had bad germination when I first started putting these in. They didn't come to nothing, and these are not looking the best either on the back, to be honest here. So I'm probably going to put a compost bag of some sort there, and maybe put a couple of tomatoes in there just to use the space.
Oh, right, yeah.
But these are all been reseeded recently, these have, and I have obviously made a video of that. You've seen these, haven't you?
Yes.
Because you've had some of these trays off me in the past.
Yes,
but,
that's right.
So these carrots are in long root trainers, a variety called Sweet Candle. And hopefully they will grow down into the actual no dig beds underneath. So that's the plan. Oh, let me show you this lot. I've made a video about this as well. So this is this self-watering bucket system. So basically what I've got here, I've got a bucket full of water, and then there's cloth, capillary cloth inside the bucket, and that's obviously going up inside where the plant is as well, and that's just absorbing exactly what is required by the plant. And the plant went in, you know, on my video was that big, so it shows it's working. And I haven't watered this since I put it in, which is about a month ago. And it, you know, obviously we've got flowers just starting to come on it now. And basically what I do with this stick then is just, when I know it needs water, I just drop a stick in, and that comes up, and it just tells me, look, there's a mark on the stick though that tells me that there's that much water in it, so there's plenty of water in it.
Oh,
you know?
right. Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
So it's just a little sort of thing. But to buy something like this, there's a company that does something like 40 quid.
Yeah.
You know, so this cost me less than £5.
Yeah.
So I think that's fantastic. And these containers, all my buckets there were free, because all these buckets used to have mayonnaise and sweet chilli in them.
Oh yeah.
So I had them from my local cafe. I just scrubbed them up and put some Milton tablets in them to clean them out, because they were smelling a little bit, and they're ideal for the water butts now. And these were free from Morrison's water buckets. So yeah, fantastic. And check that out on one of the videos that they've got, like, you know. So
I'll put some links into your, you know, the videos you're talking about.
yeah, very good, excellent. So do you want to have a look in the other polytunnel?
Yes, please.
Go.
I know where that is.
Lead the way, Yanwin.
Hey.
That's right. Do you want to go in first?
Okay, so this is the left side of the bed. So we got a couple of sweet corn in here. I've never grown sweet corn inside the polytunnel before, but I know that there's a couple of YouTubers that do it and have good success. So this is the plan. I've got them on both sides actually, so hopefully should aid pollination a little bit.
I was going to ask about pollination because they are wind pollinated.
Yes.
So does the polytunnel get enough wind to germinate, to what's the word?
To pollinate them.
Yeah, pollinate.
Yeah. No, but basically, in all honesty, this variety is called Swift. And I always unpollinate anyway.
Oh, do you?
I always unpollinate them, even though you can get the wind and things. I always collect it off onto with a bit of a newspaper, not touch it with my hands.
Yeah.
And I just sort of like put it onto the tassels.
Oh, okay.
And then obviously that produces the cones themselves and makes them fertile, as it were. The cobs grow and turn yellow and succulent and so forth. But I always do unpollination with them, so I don't have no mistakes. Then I know they're all gonna be okay. Like it's a bit more time consuming, a bit potchy, but at least I'm guaranteed. So I'll do the same in here with regards to that, to be honest. So
well, I never do that. I always just leave it to the
leave it
wind.
to the wind.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I've done that when I first grew them. But what I found when you open up the cobs, some of the cobs have got like misfires. You know what I mean?
Yes,
The kernels are not fully.
Because every single tassel needs to be pollinated,
right.
doesn't it, to
That's right.
produce a single
Yeah, and
cob.
there's like hundreds coming, thousands of them
Yeah,
coming up, isn't it? You know?
yeah.
So if you can do it by hand and just get them to sort of like land on there, and that does help, because the actual tassel itself that comes out, and you've got the head that produces all the seed to pollinate. You know, you can just collect that on a newspaper, and I just like tap it on, like, you know, like seed on top of your carrots or whatever you growing your carrots.
Yeah. Oh, great.
So here again, the multi-sown beetroot, mainly picked for leaves for salad, and they are absolutely lovely at the moment. They're looking really lush and crisp. They're lovely to taste, to be honest. Again, some more French beans, but my beans, as you can see,
Oh, let's get the longest one.
look at this one.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, right, when I took a picture of this yesterday, it was here. So within 24 hours, it's hard to believe, but it's
Yeah.
grown, 6 inches.
Yeah.
So, but they're shooting up the sticks now, and you can see just down by here, they're starting to send out the flowers. And this is where the beans obviously will start to grow as well, so yeah, bring it on. I love my French beans. Bring it on. So these beds that you're seeing at the moment, these were my no-dig beds anyway, before the polytunnel arrived on you. So, everything on here was no-dig anyway, and I was just putting compost on you. So the principle's exactly the same now, obviously, but I've got this extra heated polytunnel, and which makes a massive difference in the growth of these nutrient-dense food. Is just amazing, absolutely amazing. So down here I've got these are white Lisbons, and some of them are red. I can't remember the variety of them, but I've just mixed them up in clumps. Can't remember the variety of them, to be honest. But yeah, so these went in quite early. They're doing well. So the spinach, again, I just love this perpetual spinach. And
You don't find it bolts in the heat in here?
it does.
It does
start.
it?
Yeah, it does. You can see it if you look at that one there. Look, it's just starting to produce a flower head now. Look.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'll do, I'll just sort of take it up. Once it actually goes to seed, compost that, and then I'll have a metre square here.
Yeah.
But I can, I'll show you now. I got more stuff to go in, and I'll just plant behind it then.
Oh, right.
Almost straight away, So because I only put about an inch of compost on these beds each year, and I normally get 2, maybe 3 crops plantings out of one season, so it's constantly changing.
Yeah.
Within about 6 weeks you come here and all this will be gone and something else will be in there, so.
And you don't put any other feed? You don't, like...
I use chicken manure, organic chicken manure, and 6X I use as well. But normally for those types of things I use for my brassicas, which you'll see in a second.
Yeah.
So with my brassicas I just dig a hole, put an handful of chicken pellets or a handful of 6X in the hole, fill it with water, and bury the roots of that in there, and that just gives them a massive start, and you get a lot of green growth instantly, and you can see the size of them now. They're just huge at the moment.
Yeah.
Also by here we've got a couple of tomatoes. You can see just the tomato.
They are very thick in the stem.
It's massive, isn't it? They're really looking healthy, isn't they?
Yeah.
You know, so
And fruit on there. It's
lovely.
lovely.
That's a money maker. That's a money maker as well. There's fruit. There's 4 or 5 on that one there. Look, so it's so they are just 3. What I've done, I've got tomatoes in pots. You'll see on the other side now. I've got tomatoes just in the ground, and I've got tomatoes just in halos. So I'm just looking. They've all had the same compost. I'm just looking to see which ones grow best.
Yeah.
And hopefully, whatever happens this year, because I've got a couple of varieties of the same varieties grown in different ways, I can find out then exactly what is the best, and perhaps stick with our method, you know, for the following season. So I never do, though. I always like to change things up a little bit. That's the trouble, because I think we all do, don't we, really? I think we all do. So as we work down by here, again, we've got a nice load of lettuce. These are, I think, this variety of lettuce are called, I'm not sure if they're like an iceberg.
You've cropped these recently,
I have,
haven't you?
I've taken yesterday actually. I took a lot of salad up yesterday, a couple of bags. So I cropped on them there, so they're a bit smaller than what they would normally be.
Well, that's what's good about planting this way, isn't it? And then just cut and come again, because
Constantly.
yeah, you don't need an awful lot of space. And
6 weeks to 8 weeks these will run for before they go to seed.
yeah,
Because they'll start to chuck up a seed head as well in the warm polytunnel. But I get so much out of that bags and bags of salad. And like I said, just for the literally 2, maybe 3 square meters of growing space, you know.
Yeah.
It just shows what you can do, and you know what you can do, because I see what you grow in your kitchen garden, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. I got a couple of cucumbers, which are doing quite well.
Oh yeah, you got
so
some.
I got some arnilla. And what I try and do with the cucumbers is actually feed them from below, as you know, because they are prone to actually stem rot, and so I got the recycled bottles in there, so I can actually just feed them from below, as it were. This on your plate, I'm not kidding you, right? When you've got something like that and you're eating something like that, isn't that amazing?
Absolutely.
It looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you know, you can just mix salad on your plate like that. It's just so appetizing, and customers love this one. They love it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit bitter, to be honest, to taste, but when you mix it with some of the other leaves, it just sort of balances itself out a bit, you know. So it's lovely.
Yeah.
Again, I've got peas here. These are picked for shoots now. These have been picked for shoots. I've had a couple of harvests off these. Probably 3 harvests off these. It could do with another picking, to be honest, with some of them. So I just put them in the salad bags as well. Look at that cucumber there. So I got that's a variety called Hannah. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, I can see 5 cucumbers coming off that one, just our stem there. But he's starting to climb now, which is excellent.
Yeah.
Which is excellent. So you notice as I go around, I've got a few hanging baskets, which I grow. I've grown these tomatoes in. I've never grown tumbling toms, and it was in fact your advice, because I wasn't sure whether you should pick out the side shoots.
Oh yeah.
And you gave me a comment and said about leaving them.
Yeah.
Leave them bush out because they're a bush variety, and I have, and look at them. They just look at the flowers on them. They're amazing, you know. I'm just so excited by these, and I can't wait to try them. So there's a couple of tomatoes in there already, but just like I've never seen so many flowers on this only one plant in this one.
I know.
This one I got 2 plants on this side, but they're all just bearing fruit, and I'm just so excited by it. So in this section here now, we've got some carrots. You can just see them coming up. These are the ones that you've seen on previous videos. But now they're starting to come up. These will go outside, and then they'll go in an area where they can now grow through the bottom, and obviously go to the soil underneath into the no-dig beds.
Yeah.
Parsnips in that one, not coming through yet. I got obviously some more lettuce. These will go in once the spinach is finished. Multi-sown radish. I got some leeks still here to go in. I got more leeks over there. These are kale. No, sorry, they are purple sprouting broccoli, but they'll be for next year. They will, so they'll go in when the cabbage are done. Hopefully, I hope I've timed out right. Yeah, so there's just a couple of odds and ends really there. But in this bed now, as we work back, again I got more spinach, but some of it's going to seed, as you can see. So the leaves will be harvested on these now, and then they'll be cleared out. But look at these.
Oh, I know. These are lovely.
These are not looking as good as they were, to be honest. I'm quite disappointed in these now, to what they were. But I think it's something to do with these potatoes underneath. Look.
Oh yeah.
See all the spuds that come through, because I had potatoes in the ground here about 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And they just keep self-seeding themselves. So I obviously didn't take them all out, and hence that's why I'm now growing buckets, because you always miss a couple, like, you know. So these are all year round cauliflower, I think they are. Again, I've never grown cauliflower inside the tunnel. And mainly because I never had the room. Once you got your tomatoes and cucumbers in the other tunnel before I had this one, I found I never had much room.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But now I got plenty more space. I'm trying new things. So yeah. And then the tomatoes, like I said, are grown directly in the ground. These ones are. Rather than the halos, so I've got just a mix of different ways of growing them, and I'm going to see. But they're all looking very healthy.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
they're all looking very healthy. These endive or endives is how you pronounce it.
Well,
these?
I just said endive, but to me they look like mustard.
Oh, is it? Oh, right. Okay. I mean, I've been telling everybody they're endives. Yeah, you're probably right.
I think endives are more like chicory, aren't they?
Okay, so let me say that I didn't actually plant these this year, so I'm going to give you a bit of a.
Oh, okay.
So what happened with these was, in my other bed, the end of last year, I planted these as seed, and they grew.
Yeah.
But a lot of them turned to seed,
yeah.
And I just left them die in the ground. But what happened then, when I put my broad beans in, I could see these little purple things starting to grow. So I transplanted them out of there into pots,
yeah, and
then brought them over here. So I was in my mind thinking they were endives, but if they mustard, that's well.
They look like mustard to me, but yeah. I'm not really sure either.
No, they probably are mustard then, because I haven't got a label. I can't, I was just thinking about what it was last year that I planted over there. So it's mustard. There we are. You just clarified that for me. Thanks very much.
That's all right.
There's a purpose for you to come up to this.
There we are. There you go.
Very good. So again, just a few lettuces here that need to be harvested. But once these are gone, again, there'll be more things going in after there. But it's warm in here already. You can feel it.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
Again, it's just a lovely, lovely growing space. And I'm really happy with my polytunnel. So yeah, it's just like it's like a love relationship with my polytunnel.
I know, it's like one man in his polytunnel.
Yeah, one man in his polytunnel. Yeah, I can write the book, couldn't I?
You could, yeah.
I'll write the book. Yeah, one man in his polytunnel. Right, let's have a little look outside then, is it?
Okay.
Try the brassicas section?
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed looking around Carl's polytunnel with me. I really enjoyed seeing what he had on the go in there. It is crammed full of really good looking food. And I thought at this point I better split the video into two, because well, us Welsh people, we do like to blab when we get together, and the video in total would have been about just under an hour long. So I thought, yeah, I'll split it into two. So this one was showing the polytunnels and what Carl's got on the go in the polytunnels, and the next video will be what he's got growing outside, which, like in the polytunnels, is chock-a-block. It's full, and he's got some good hints and tips for growing outside, just like he did with some of the things in his polytunnel. So I hope you'll join us for the next instalment of Carl's plot, where we're outside and having a nosy around. And that's it from me for today. Thank you for joining us, and it would be great if you could pop across and check out Carl's channel. I will put it in the description below, and probably in the drop down box just above, whichever side it's on now. Should be a little eye with some information on it. So thank you very much, and hopefully I will catch you on the next one. All I can say about the plot tour today on Carl's allotment is lovely job.